What happens when Halloween and Christmas interact? Hello, YouTubers of the world, and welcome to episode 3 of Mega Halloween Mixer. And today we review the one and only movie that has two holidays that are complete opposites, but you can see works well together. That is The Nightmare Before Christmas, produced by Tim Burton himself, who on record note, when you were ever looking for somebody who has a way of showing spooky things in both the good and the spooky and the funny way, look no further than that man. But now, having said that, we must get into Nightmare Before Christmas, the one and only movie out there, or better yet, one of the first few out there, if there are any other out there, to have Halloween and Christmas together in one. But unlike some others out there, this one truly nails it. But what also makes this film so great is how you can see here that while it shows the spookiness, such as when it was introducing us to Halloween Town through "This is Halloween, this is Halloween, ha 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 ha." Forgive me, guys, that just couldn't be resistible. Now, mind you, though, it still doesn't change the fact that the intro we were given to Halloween Town and the introduction of Jack the Pumpkin King, with seeing all the different spooky things, from the creatures to like a tree filled with all sorts of skeletons, and Sally being introduced to us. A great way to introduce us to this before it moves on into showing us the real story behind this when it comes to Jack the Pumpkin King, as he shows us something that goes through us in real life, as we are all who know who we are, but from time to time we all feel like there's something missing or something's just not right. And that's how it was for Jack in this movie. He does things all the same every year, and he just wanted to feel something different in him, which brought him into the world of Christmas Town, where things just popped out for the man. And he just started to put Christmas in for Halloween Town, or in this case, replace Christmas with Halloween by having him take over Santa's spot and try to spread the joy of Christmas cheer out there as well. But not only that, before doing that, it is also in the fact that he went in to try to get Halloween Town in the Christmas spirit by blending Halloween and Christmas together. And yes, they did feel some Christmas spirit, but the one thing that could never be denied, just as you should always know, is that you can never deny the true potential, the true core of who you are. Just as Halloween Town could not deny them putting in spooky things when it comes to this. Even though they tried to bring Christmas into Halloween Town, it still couldn't stop at their core. That they are Halloween. They are about spooky, googles, goblins, ghosts, everything. And that is why I really love this film. It shows us also as persons, sure, we feel lost, that sometimes we feel maybe it's because we just need a new identity. But no, sometimes it's more of the fact that we try a new identity but it doesn't work. And yet, it'll help us grow. It'll help us be better once we go through it and see that this just isn't working. Because that's exactly what happened with Jack after taking over Santa's spot and trying to do, as I said, spread that Christmas joy. It was shown to us here that no, he's still as Jack, the Pumpkin King. Of course, he realizes this himself, and that truly made him open up to finding new, better ways to prepare himself for the next Halloween day to come. And I can definitely see that. Unfortunately, in this real world that we're living in now, we cannot say the same for us due to that certain pandemic that is crushing our souls. But besides all that, scratch all that out of the way, it doesn't change the fact that eventually Jack saw what it was, all thanks to his friend Sally, who in this movie here is pretty much another aspect in the movie that we don't get much of, but it still works to its affection. So, and that is in the fact of a love story. Sally has strong feelings for Jack, and she truly wishes to help him such as he is the only one to realize that Jack is not Santa, he is Jack the Pumpkin King, and he should embrace his inner self. And it is her who is able to see this before it happened, because she is a voodoo doll, and it truly shows off her voodooism here. And just so you know, guys, voodoos do exist out there in the real world. I do not know much about them myself, but I do know that they have this mysterious thing of seeming to know what is coming, and I do find that majestic indeed. This is sometimes making me want to one day visit some voodoos just so I could see it. I may not maybe understand it, but I would like to see it just to have a little fun and seeing a show, as it were. Now, having said that, though, I once again would like to say, love this movie. Another thing I loved about it was the musical. All throughout this film, you rarely hear the dialogues being normal dialogues. It's all done through a musical, which back in the time of Disney, lots of things were musical. They go along with the plot, but this one, it was like all the way through with it, and I truly enjoyed it. And other characters to enjoy too are not just Jack and Sally, who are the main ones of them all, but let's not forget the Boogeyman. The Boogeyman, a very interesting guy who is somehow very obsessed with dices. I really don't understand that, but it works for the man. It really does, as it truly shows the wickedness of this man and the fun he has and thrills before he makes people suffer or gets rid of them, as he tried to do to Santa and Sally. And then, of course, you also got these three little kids who are pretty much like trick-or-treaters, troublesome little runts, but they definitely do bring things to the table. They are the ones who kidnap Santa. But all the same, guys, if you have not seen this film, or if you feel like you really should revisit this film, please do. Because this is the one film that you can watch on two holidays, that being October and Halloween, and then December and Christmas. A true joyness it is, and I fully recommend it. But I have gone on for long enough, my friends, and I hope you have been enjoying things as we continue on in Mega Halloween Mixer. But until then, if you enjoy the videos, do click that like button, and please hit the subscribe button, as well as that little bell icon to be notified of when the next video will arrive. And until then, we will see you all later, as I, the Vigilante, will be leaving.